Alright, hey guys, so here we are. I'm northbound, started my trip. Of course, the scenario was for the whole thing was, I had to get out of town. This one's more of a, not an emergency get out of town, but maybe a preemptive. You know things aren't going well. You take a leave of absence from work if you can do that, without losing your job. And you travel north. In this scenario, my family was already up in the Northwest visiting family, so it worked out in my benefit. But now what I got to do is I've got to link up with them, and from there, once we link up and get our stuff together, make sure that we have everything we need from that location, we'll move to our family retreat location. So I wanted to include some of my kind of pre-trip packing, pre-combat checks, like what they call it in the military, that type of thing. But I was running short on time because one of the areas I was trying to zero in on was my communications. And in my vehicle, I have a CB radio. I have a video about it up on my channel. I'll throw in a link or something, or put a link down below or whatever. But I was having issues because I changed my antenna configuration, and I'll probably include some videos in later about that, if I ever get it all figured out. So most people, consider CBs, kind of a plug and play type. They're not as complicated, of course, as ham radios and whatnot. But they can still have issues. I had SWR issues, which is standing wave ratio, with when I was trying to tune the new antenna that I put on. So I replaced the coax. That didn't seem to help. Well, it did a little bit, but anyways, I don't want to spend too much time on that. But so the lesson learned there was I had backup communications. I should have just kind of stopped spending time on that money, and focused in on the fact that I've got a little GRMS, FRS radio handhelds, and so does my wife. So and other family members. So although they're not the best, but they'll work, especially for this scenario. And then I'll take all this, what I've learned from this, and try to fix it. So there's one thing I hope people can take away from this is, if you don't test your stuff, and I know it's not as easy to do this lengthy of a test that I'm doing right now, if you don't test it, you're not going to know. So I think the term for that is an acid test. Use it, and if you don't use it, you're never going to know that it's wrong. You can have it packed away. It can be brand new, and you think, it's brand new. It's in the box, and you plug it in when you need it, and it's not working right. Something's wrong with it. It's a defect, whatever it may be. So definitely use it. This guy was in such a hurry to get around me earlier, and now he's driving barely the speed limit. Anyway, sorry, just an annoyance. I keep having to slow down for him. But so moving on, I'm going to be traveling for about 4.5 hours, and then I have a campsite reserved. Now, in the real scenario, would I be going to a campground? I don't know. It depends on what the situation was. I may just pick a location along the way where I felt was safe, where I could get up into some national forest, BLM land, or whatever, and and find a good location. Being by myself, if the threat is high, it can be tricky, trying to sleep at night without some sort of early warning systems. And I have been watching some videos about some of those, and in fact, one of the channels I'm subscribed to, Central Oregon Survival Network, he recommended that the driveway alert system that I have basically set up as a front door alert. If FRSs. So, you know, and the same thing I'm doing along this route is some route recon. Even though I have been down this road before, I'm trying to look at it from a little different perspective. Look at choke points, areas, you know, that, you know, bypasses for some of the cities. Luckily, this route, at least through here, through the desert, through Nevada, there is pretty remote and there's not a lot of major cities, so there may not be the need to bypass it. And when you get up to up through some of the southern Nevada, there you have to go, you know, through like Boise and stuff, and that, you know, that may be a city, depending on the situation, may be a city that you're wanting to try to bypass. So look at an alternate routes around that. So, all right, well, appreciate y'all watching. Please provide feedback. You know, subscribe to my channel.